This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to show you through your Zinger 270BH. I'll start here on the door side of the trailer at the rear. Okay, first of all, you have a ladder to get up on the roof, which is very important and very good because it makes it easy for you to inspect the roof. You have to inspect the roof on a trailer 3 times this summer. Figure in the spring, the middle of the summer, and then again in the fall. You'll go up there, you'll walk around, look at all the seals on the trailer, make sure they're all good and tight, no cracks. And when you do find something, which eventually you will, it's not this trailer, all trailers ever made are like that, you'll find an issue. Maybe it could be a year from now, it could be 5 years from now, you just don't know. That's why you inspect it. So you want to go up there at least 3 times. You can walk up there no problem and inspect all the seals on the roof. When you do see a crack or a separation starting, you have to get it taken care of. It's very important, okay? You've got regular scissor type stabilizer jacks, 3/4 inch socket or crank operates them. You don't lift the trailer with those, you just sort of take the wiggle out of it. This is part of the plumbing system. It's the black tank flush. I'll get back to you after I show you how to dump it. This just cleans out the black tank even better. The black tank is toilet water and waste. Okay, you have got a power awning with an LED strip, outside speakers. This is your vent for your furnace. This is your refrigerator service panel. You don't really have to go in there because it's just for service, but this drain should always be hanging out like that. That way the condensation from the refrigerator will drip out of the trailer and not inside. You've got power here, 110, just regular power, and antenna, so you can put a TV out here. This is also part of the plumbing system. This is the fill for the demand tank. This trailer has a freshwater demand tank. Normally, you're just going to hook up city water, which I'll tell you when we get to the other side, I'll show that to you. But you're just going to use city water and you're all set. But occasionally you'll go to an older state park, for example, that won't have plumbing on the campsite, but it'll have a fill station when you first get into the campground. In that instance, you would fill this up and then use the onboard pump to pressurize your water. It works just like you have city water. You can use the toilet and the shower and the sinks and everything, but you're using your onboard fresh water. Like I said, most of the time you're going to be using the city water feature, but sometimes you will need this. Some of the best campgrounds are the older state parks, so that's where you would use it. Okay, here, this is going to be your hitch. This is a Husky Centerline. We'll show you how it works, but you can also refer back to their Husky Centerline website, and they've got very good hookup videos, all kinds of good videos actually, and you can always refresh your memory that way. But like I said, we will go over it with you also. All right, let me look in here and see what we've got. This crank here is the crank for your stabilizer jacks. You can also use, let me get a picture of it here for you. You can also use a 3/4 inch socket in a drill, which is what most people use these days. It's up to you. Okay. Also, there is a crank that's not in there at this moment, but I'm going to get it for you. For the power tongue jack. Let me back up so you can see it. Just in case this fails, we give you a crank that'll fit right on that, and you can crank it manually if it should happen to fail. They're very reliable, but you know it is a machine, so you know how that goes. So you have a deep cycle marine battery. You got 2 20-pound LP tanks. This is your LP regulator here. This is an automatic changeover regulator. Basically, it'll draw the door side tank down first, then the off door side tank. This is not a selector here. This is just a gauge to show you that if there's gas in the tank. Basically, if it turns red, it's empty down here. So it's automatic. Okay. This is your power tongue jack. Has a hitch light on it. Okay. This is just a hookup for a solar battery charger. If you were to purchase one, you can plug it in there and charge your battery with it, okay? Your slide out is in now. We'll pull it out for you, show you how it works. Okay, now these are your dump valves here. Okay. I don't know if he's drained him yet, since he winterized it. He has not, so I'll do that. Okay. My first soaker of the day. So the reason there's so much water in there, we flood test them to make sure that they're good and tight, no leaks. Our guy is supposed to dump that before I get to this point, but we've been very busy. So just give it a second here. This is your power cord. It's 25 feet long. It's a 30 amp cord. Now we give you a reducer so you can reduce this down to a 15 amp system so you can plug it in at home. Just keep in mind, if you're just using a 50 amp or 15 amp at home, you can't really use the air conditioning on the trailer because it'll eventually pop a circuit breaker in your house. So you can use everything in the trailer except the air conditioner because it draws too many amps for your household system. All right. While that's draining, I can tell you that this is the city water connection I told you about. If you remember, I told you there's two ways to get water to this trailer. One is with the city water. The other one is using the demand tank. This is the most common way. You'll just hook the hose up to it and you're ready to go. This is a shower for kids and dogs and feet and bicycles, what have you. This is a coax through to the entertainment center in case you have campground cable. This is your water heater. The switches to operate it are inside. I just want to show you that it's drained right now, and this is where it drains out of, and this is the plug for it. You have to put that in when you fill it, before you fill it. Just remember, before you take that plug out, always use this valve and let the pressure out of the tank before you remove the plug, and otherwise you'll get drenched. It'll hit you with about a gallon of water. So, all right, okay. So, all right, we can come over here now. Okay, so the gray valve is sink and shower water, and that operates the gray tank. The black valve is toilet water and waste. So what you do is you'll put your hose on here, then you're going to pull the black valve and dump the black tank. Then second, you'll pull the gray valve and dump the gray tank. The reason you do that is because the gray water is cleaner. It's dirty water, but it's cleaner than the black water, obviously. So you dump that black tank first and then the gray tank. Now I showed you on the other side it had a flush. I'll walk over there with you real quick. After you dump the black tank and the gray tank, you leave the black tank valve open, and then you can put the hose of the dump station on here. That's a regular garden hose. Turn it on, and it's got sprinkler jets inside that'll clean your black tank out even better. It cleans out the tank, plus it cleans the sensors off, so you'll get a good reading at your monitor panel to tell you what the levels are. So it's a good thing to do. Like it says here, make sure you always have the black tank valve open before you turn the water on. Otherwise, too much pressure can build up. All right. Let me see if I forgot anything over here. Okay. That is this particular trailer is pre-wired for a backup camera. If you get a backup camera, you should get this. You have to get the one that fits in this housing. It's a Furrion camera. We sell them here. You can talk to our parts people about it if you're interested. Basically, when you turn on your running lights on your tow vehicle, it'll activate the camera and you can back up or drive with it on so you can see behind you. Okay. We already spoke about inspecting the roof. That's very important. Now we'll go inside. I don't think I mentioned this. That is the vent for the range hood. So it's got little tabs in each corner that there's a baffle in it. It keeps the baffle shut. When you're going to use the range hood, you want to open that up so it flaps freely. So it'll vent outside the trailer. Otherwise, you're going to keep it shut, okay? You got outside speakers also. All right, so here we go. Move inside, up to the control panel. We'll turn the lights on. You can see your awning lights went on. If you can see that, I think you can see it. All right, so we'll send the awning out. So right there, awning in, awning out. So we push the out button, okay, and out it goes. You're gonna roll it out until you see the awning tube, basically. All right, we're getting close. I think it goes out 8 feet or so. Now you never leave this awning unattended. There's the awning tube right there. So there you're all the way out. Okay, you can, let's see, where was I just going to tell you? See, I distracted myself here. Oh yeah, you never want to leave it out unattended. Wind can come up real quick and damage it real quick, so if you're not at the campsite, you keep it rolled in. That's very important, because I think most insurance claims are probably for wind damage to an awning, because there's tons of pressure builds up under there really quick. So unless you're at the campsite, you keep it rolled up. Okay. Now I'll put the slide out here. So we look around, make sure there's no cabinet doors open or anything like that the slide room is going to catch on, which there is not. So I'm going to go to slide room out and push it. And here it goes. You just hold on the button, hold your finger on the button until you hear the ratcheting sound. When you hear that, you take your finger off. That's just telling you that it's all the way out or all the way in. It does that so you can't overextend it or over retract it. It just, as soon as enough pressure builds on it, it starts to slip and ratchet like that. That's how it's designed. So that should be coming up here. If you notice the slide out, there's a ratchet. The slide out falls into place, even with the floor. So when it comes in, it comes up and over the floor. When it goes out over the floor and then drops down. Okay? All right, so we're at the control panel. We'll keep going here. Those were lights, which I showed you. So the water heater will work on either gas or electric. Normally you're going to use electric because you're paying for it at the campground, plus it wouldn't be, guzzling up your LP heating water. Always make sure that the water tank is full, the hot water tank is full before you turn it on. You cannot run it empty or you'll damage the heating element or the tank. So you always have to make sure there's water in it, right? So they just turn on like that. Now gas and electric. The water pump, if you've got onboard water or you're winterizing, that's your water pump, okay? To check your battery, you can see it's totally charged. You always want to check it when you're not plugged in. Your freshwater tank is empty. It graduates up in 1/3 increments till it's full. Your black tank, gray tank, and this one is auxiliary. I don't think it's used on this trailer. Oh, no, it's not. So just keep in mind as they light up, as it fills, once you get past 2/3, you're going to have to start thinking about dumping and things like that. Okay? All right. You've got a sound bar, and it has, you can stream off the USB stick. It's got a radio, that sort of thing. You can read the manual on it to get all the information. Also, there's a backer for a TV bracket here. If you get a swing out bracket, which you would need in this trailer, you would need one that swings out to the off-door side of the trailer. It's good to spend the extra money and get the type that locks into place. That way you don't have to put a strap on it to hold it in while you're traveling. It's a little bit more, but it's worth it because the straps are getting in the way and they're always hanging there. They're not really attractive. You have power up there. And this is your signal booster for your digital antenna. That's where you would hook the TV up to use the antenna. Okay? Let's see, this is a jackknife, so this will jackknife flat. All you do is grab it down here in the center and go like this. It turns into a bed, right? These poles you can pull out of the table, store them, and then you set the table on these cleats here and use the back cushions to fill in the space, and you have another bed. Okay, the water works like any other water. All the lights have a switch on them. So you have a GFCI here, and the plugs are going to be wired through this GFCI, so if one pops, you reset it in here, even if it's the one outside. The microwave works like any other microwave. This is the range hood. Remember I told you about opening the baffle on the outside. It's got a light. Your range, I think the gas is on here. Yeah, I can hear it. So you spark it. And take a minute for the gas to get up here. There we go. So you turn this clockwise to spark it. I'll show you again so you can see both. I turn it to light. Then I'm going to turn this clockwise, and it lights. That's all there is to it. It's very simple. Now the oven is a little different. It works more like a water heater used to work, and some still do. Underneath here, you have to trust me when I tell you there's a pilot light. So what you do with this is you'll go up to the oven knob. You go to pilot. You depress it and hold it. Then you'll take a grill lighter and light the pilot light in there, okay? When it lights, you'll still hold this for another 15 seconds or so, and then you'll go to whatever operating temperature you want, and it'll cycle like a regular oven. But when you shut it off, the flame goes off, obviously, but the pilot light will go off too, so you have to relight the pilot light each time. Okay, this is a carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. It should always be green, like that. The light on it should always be green. If not, you want to get it serviced. It's very important. If it goes off, then you're going to go outside, shut off your gas, and figure out what's going on, basically. Okay, this here is your power converter. It converts AC to DC power. Everything that can run on DC power in a trailer does. So, some things have to be AC power, like the air conditioner, the microwave, things like that. So you have regular household circuit breakers here, 110 AC, and they're labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC here, and you see that these are all labeled, and they're regular automotive type fuses. So if any of these were to blow, they'll light up, and you can actually see them through this plastic. If this is also a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery needs up front, and if it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs. If it's charged, it'll just trickle a couple amps, whatever. Okay. Now, as I talk, I just want to remind you that to winterize this trailer, you can't get antifreeze into the water heater. So they give you a bypass valves on the back of the water heater. You'll have to educate yourself towards that, or else have it done in the fall. It's an easy enough thing to do if you're handy. You could do it yourself. Maybe you already know how to. I don't know if you've owned other trailers or not before, so I'm just assuming you don't, so I don't miss anything. But you cannot get antifreeze into the water heater tank because it'll leave a foul taste and a smell that won't go away. So they allow you to bypass that before you do that. So you always got to remember to research it and bypass your water heater. Okay? Okay. This is a gas absorption style refrigerator. It does not have a compressor, so it doesn't make any noise, and it'll also run on gas. So you got an on switch here, right? So that turns it on. Then you got this here, which is on auto right now. I don't know if you can see it. Auto means electric. What they're telling you is auto always seeks out electricity first. So if, let's say you're plugged in and you're on auto and your refrigerator's working and you're camping and you have a power outage at the campground, well, then it would automatically switch over to gas so you don't spoil your food. That's why they call it auto. If you want to pull it down the road just dedicated to gas, you go like this, right? Now, if this check light ever comes on right there, it means it didn't light. So you would just shut it off and turn it on again and let it cycle through again, maybe push the last bit of air out of the line so it'll light. But normally you just put it right on auto like that, okay? The other thing to remember is to set the temperature. This thing's called a thermistor. It slides up and down. This is just a bracket. The thermistor is a cylinder that's inside the bracket. It comes right off. So you slide it up and down. The higher you go with it, the cooler the refrigerator will get. So normally you're going to have it up all the way. If you're out really early in the spring or late in the fall or it's cold, you might have to back it up off if it starts to frost up a bit. But normally you're going to have it open all the way. Okay, you got a nice size pantry, very big pantry. Your thermostat is pretty self-explanatory. It's just an analog thermostat. You got heat. You hear it go on right there. You got fan, which is the air conditioner running without the compressor. And then you got cool, which is the air conditioner right there. So everything it happens from right here. You go back to off. Now when you go to off, I'm going to put that in the middle for you. When you go back to off, the flame will go out immediately on the furnace, but it'll still cycle for a good minute or two to purge itself, so that's normal. Also, you always want to try to keep this on auto. Auto is the best way to run all the appliances, okay? All right. Moving along. The lavatory sink works like any other sink. The shower works like any other shower. The toilet is right over the black tank. So you see a little water in there, but that's just residual water from when they water tested it. Right below there is the black tank. So you have to have toilet chemical and water in this thing to use it. So it'll add water as you use it when you flush it, but the first time you use it, let's say you just got to the campground, you hook up your water, you hook up your power, you'll come in here and you'll throw the toilet chemical right in there, and whichever type you use, liquid, powders, there's all different kinds. Just read the directions, find out what one dose is for your size tank. And you step on this pedal here, if you can see it, and it'll flush. Now when there's water hooked up, water will swirl around. So you throw the chemical in there, and then you stand on the pedal till you put about a gallon or two of water in there. There's no way to tell that exactly by the monitor panel, so you just get used to using it. You just know that it's going to take you know, a minute or whatever it takes to put enough water in there, okay? Now when you flush it, it's only going to refill up to here. That's just so it won't slosh out when you're pulling it. So before you use it, if you like more water in it, there's a spot here. You can see I'm pushing the pedal, but the trap isn't opening. When I push it like that, water will come out and fill it. So you can fill this as full as you choose to use it before you use it. Fill it as high as you want. But you'll have to do that before you use it each time. Okay? Pretty basic stuff. Never use the toilet dry. Okay. Let's see here. Now, I just want to let you know that to access the water heater, it's going to be under this mattress. You'll pull the mattress out and the panel will come up. Okay? Just so you know. And you always bypass it before you winterize. You got some USB ports and plenty of plugs in here. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget anything, which I don't believe I have. Okay. So, we'll go up here into the bedroom. Get some light here. You got a foot locker under here, right there, and you have a TV backer to hang a TV set, and a video and a power plug. This is the emergency escape window. This works for any kind of emergency you have to get out. You're just going to, oh wait, let me put the camera over here, I'm sorry. You're going to go like this, you're going to push it, you can push it all the way through if you're escaping. And you grab a hold of this tab and pull the screen out. The screen's just held in by clips. And then you can just roll right out, do a double somersault, land on your feet, whatever you're going to do. And by the way, this also, it works in emergencies, but it also works for bill collectors too. So you can always, if they're pounding on your entry door, you can always go out this side here. It's specially designed just for that. Okay. That's basically it. You have, all your blinds are pull down. Just so you know that if these start just falling down in transit, you tighten this just a little bit, a 1/4 inch or so. You'll pull it through and tie another knot in it. And when you tighten these up, it tightens this up. You don't want to go too far and break it, but you can adjust it when you're traveling. You don't have to wait till you get back and get it serviced. You can just put a little more tension on them and they'll stop falling down when you don't want them to, okay? Fire extinguisher. Okay. I think I've covered everything, so let me look around here to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I don't think I am. Okay. Alright, so if you have any questions, obviously this is videos because of the virus, so you can always call us and we can talk you through things. Each component, each appliance has its own manual. You can look through those. Plus you can go to manufacturer sites. It's best to use manufacturer's video. So this is made by Suburban, for example. The water heater is made by Atwood, for example. You'll be able to see the stickers on it. And you can find out everything you need about those doing that. Plus there's YouTube videos, but try to stick with the manufacturer's video, okay? Okay, well thank you very much for purchasing the trailer from National RV, and goodbye.